how do you see tonight playing out, Thursday night football? Walk me through this one.
I did something I call heavy lifting on the air this morning, which I chalked up my hands and I put on that old 1980s Lou Ferrigno leather weightlifting belt, and I put the dumbbells up with the Eagles logos on them. And I would love nothing more than the fact that Jalen Hurts would go insane tonight. And because people are digging up these incredible stats about him, and that he's got one of the greatest starts statistically in history in the Super Bowl era, and he can run and he can pass. He only has a couple of wins, and there's things that Eagles fans and our staff will tell us that. Did you know that Jalen Hurts has had 5 touchdown passes that have been brought back this season because of dumb penalties and illegal touching and linemen downfield? So I don't think the Eagles are going to win. I think for them to win, I think it needs to be the Jalen Hurts National Coming Out Party where he has 450 total yards and Brady throws a couple of picks. I just don't. This Eagles team, I think they're so fun and energetic, and I actually like the vibe from Sirianni because he's a little out over his skis and he's a little nuts, and that's my kind of guy. But I heard Brady on a short week is something like 11-2 or something insane, and I think there's too much firepower.
Well, I mean, we started the show here today, Kyle, with remembering it was October 8th, 2020, and here we are on the 13th, 14th of October in 2021. And it was on October 8th, 2020, when Nick Foles in Soldier Field on a Thursday night beat Tom Brady, who held up the number 4. And we were all talking about the senior moment for getting the number of downs. And can Brady really do it outside of New England? I mean, certainly after he threw a pick 6 against New Orleans in week 1. And, and he's right around 500, dropped him to 3-2. And how laughable, once again, all of those suppositions about the diminishing returns and looking for it from Tom Brady, the number of times that we've seen that in a 44-year-old. It is just off the hook what we're seeing from him as he enters tonight's contest to kick off week 6 is number 1 in passing yards and so many other passing categories.
Yeah, and he may be number 1 in the MVP category, too. Here's my beef right now. I sense a fatigue in the fan base and in the media of Brady. And it kind of reminds me, Rich, of a Meryl Streep type deal where, oh, what do you know, Meryl got nominated again, la-di-da. No. Don't give me the whole, we're running out of things to say about Tom Brady. That is your job as a wordsmith and or writer to come up with new ways to talk about Brady. And I'm bending over backwards every day to do it because I will not let the season go by watching a guy born in the mid-'70s who's going to lead the league in passing and get overlooked. I looked it up. For a 44-year-old American man in 2021, the American Heart Association says if you can do 15 push-ups, you're doing great. You're in shape. You got your body together. Just 15 push-ups. Tom Brady has 15 touchdown passes in the NFL against 22-year-old athletes looking to take his head off. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm piling on here, Rich. My son came up to me, 7 years old. He's never said this to me before. He said, Daddy, I want a jersey. I'm like, oh, great. Step into my office. He says, who do you think I should get? I said, well, I think you should get someone who's a great player and a great person. There's so many to choose from. Do you want a Justin Herbert, a Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson? He says, let me talk to my friends. He goes to school, comes back the next day. He says, I want a Tom Brady jersey. I said, Kevin, you know what, Tom Brady jersey? He's older than Daddy. Don't care. He wants it. He's into it. And this is in New York. The kids in New York are saying, Mahomes, blah, Josh Allen, no. Give us the Tom Brady jersey. It's insane, and I won't stand for the fatigue from the media.
I agree with you. Well put, well said, and well sourced. Right there, straight from a 7-year-old, and he goes, so what, is he in like second grade, third grade?
Second grade, just started second grade.
So the rest of the second graders get around, and they're talking about Tom Brady like second graders did, well, I guess those second graders are now in the job market, right?
Well,
those second graders when Brady started, getting second graders wanting his jersey. We'll never see anything like it again, man. We won't, because he's not having any diminishing returns. As a matter of fact, the things that counted against him last year, new place, new offense, just trying to figure out with his teammates, that's all done. That's over. And he won a Super Bowl in that transition period. That's why I think they're still the team to beat, despite 4-1 teams, even in Dallas. And the Cardinals being undefeated. At some point, someone's going to have to come at the King in the King's house where he won the Super Bowl, and they're going to have to beat him. That's going to happen.
And I know that. Look, the Rams took care of business, and that's exciting and everything. But It is truly the biggest story still. And I understand, like, we've been talking about him so long and he's so good that there is this thing where you're like, well, look at all these other shiny objects. Let's talk about Herbert and Josh Allen. No. Hold on. The biggest story, we asked the question the other day, Rich. It was, if Brady wins MVP this year at 44 years old, is it the greatest accomplishment of his career? And he started throwing around, well, you know, he won them back-to-back. He won 3 out of 4. He came back from 28 to 3. I think it's not even close. In fact, I think the greatest accomplishment of his career was the win he had last week against the Dolphins, because he did it at 44 years old, and it'll be this week when he does it tonight. Every single game is the greatest accomplishment of his career until he runs down George Blanda, who's 48, and I think he might.
Well, another accomplishment is that he got a 7-year-old in the suburbs of New York City wanting his jersey at age 44.
The second graders at my son's school, what are they supposed to do, Rich? Get Jets or Giants jerseys? Come on.
Now, which one would have really made you a little piece of you die, though? I mean, if he came back, you asked your son to crowdsource it, and you knew the answer would have to be purchased.
I heard there was a rumor that my son was going to come back and be like, I don't know, Daddy, I'm looking at this as a long-term investment, and I've heard there's this young quarterback named Jordan Love for the Packers who has a bright future. Can I get a number 10 Packers jersey? He didn't, thank God.
So it would be, but what would it, which is more disturbing to you, the fact that it's a Packer, the fact that it's a poor football decision currently, or a bad investment? Which one would it be for you?
I think probably the poor football decision. There's still – I can't shake that Jordan Love pick, Rich. Someone was saying the other day – I'm trying to remember who it was. Someone who was on our show. They were saying, listen, the Roethlisberger situation, that's why you take Jordan Love. That's why the Packers look smart. I just won't stand for it. I will never think that was a good pick. I still think it cost them a Super Bowl because they were a player short against Tampa last year. And I just can't get into it. So, no, I won't abide by it. But I know there's still takes on that.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.